Relative to community schools, Madam Speaker, members, the Senate bill is on the desk.
Representative Johnson, you're recognized.
Madam Speaker, I move to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 1924.
Representative Johnson moves to substitute and conform to Senate Bill 1924, properly seconded without objection, so ordered. Representative Johnson.
Madam Speaker, I move passage of Senate Bill 1924 on third and final consideration.
Representative Johnson moves passage of Senate Bill 1924 on third and final consideration, properly seconded. Ms. Clerk, call up the First Amendment.
House Education Committee Amendment 1, spread on the member's desk in Amendment Pack 3. Madam Speaker, members, it's the same as Senate Amendment 1.
Chairman Brooks, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Since it's the same, we move to withdraw.
Without objection, Amendment number 1 withdrawn. Next amendment.
No further amendments, Madam Speaker.
Representative Johnson, you're recognized.
Madam Speaker, I renew my motion.
Representative Johnson renews her motion. Discussion of the bill. Representative Camper.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Move previous question.
Previous question has been called for. There is objection. All those in favor of previous question vote aye. Those opposed vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Ms. Clerk, take the vote.
Aye, 36, 48 nay.
Previous question fails. We're back on discussion. Representative McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd simply like to know what the bill does. Thank you.
Be happy to tell you. This bill authorizes community consortiums for those LEAs who wish to develop community schools. Partnerships between the LEA and one or more community partners for establishing, operating, and sustaining community schools. It asks that the State Board and Department of Ed support and encourage LEAs to create community schools, assist in grant writing, and provide technical assistance. Community schools are a fabulous way to turn around schools in your community that are not doing so well and that are struggling. It's a private partnership with your public schools. We are experimenting with that in Knoxville and having excellent results. Randy Boyd is really helped out in our first school in Knoxville, Pond Gap, and this sets up a framework for how it can work in other communities. And the great thing about this plan is it works in urban, suburban, and rural areas as well. It allows the LEA to set up a system that works for them and develop that community system that works in their community, not a one-size-fits-all program.
Representative Parkinson.
Can you roll me 2 spaces, please?
Representative Cooper. Representative Cooper.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to congratulate you and commend you on bringing this legislation, because it does what we are trying to do up here is to involve the communities, the families, and all of the entities in our community to make sure that we are accomplishing those educational attainments that we're trying to do. You did an excellent job on explaining it, and again, I appreciate you bringing it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Representative Carter.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. Does this include charter schools?
This is for your traditional schools only. I think charter schools are already set up so that they can do those private partnerships. I'm not sure. But this bill is about our traditional public schools.
Okay. If you would, please, how does it adapt that public school? I mean, I'm for local control, appreciate that. I just don't understand what the bill does, and I'm sorry.
Well, the community school program, what that does is, and it lays it out in the bill, there are a lot of different options you can use, but generally that school is open in the afternoons. Pond Gap, our first school, is open from 3 to 7 in the evenings. And it offers mentoring for students. It offers tutoring in math and reading, enrichment in music and art. But it also offers for the parents, parent engagement is a big important factor here. And it offers GED classes for parents. It offers ESL classes for parents. In Knox County, because of the University Law School, we also offer legal assistance and mediation. So it really depends on what's available in your community and what your community needs of what you might want to offer.
Representative Holt.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And will the sponsor yield?
Sure.
Would you consider this to be a form of educational choice?
Let's see. I think it is.
Well, and I tell you what, I think it is too, and I kind of like it. And I know sometimes we don't always rub elbows on issues in the right way, but I guess the only thing about this particular type that I like that I'm concerned about would be the idea that if this is just going to become a kind of an afternoon school program and school and breakfast and lunch and dinner all rolled together, that's the only concern I would have. Now, if we really do, and just this is my question, how do you instruct or invite and have parental involvement in this model any more than you would in a typical LEA or public school?
Well, you know, I can say that this is definitely happening. There's huge amount of parent involvement. And the thing that we're seeing, the fascinating thing, I'm going to give you some of these numbers, is that because of the GEDs, parents are getting skills that they didn't have before so they can improve where they are in their life and the jobs that they're able to get. But let me tell you, in just the first couple of years of the program at Pond Gap, we had a 58% decrease in absence, 45% decrease in tardy, 51% decrease in discipline referrals, 65% increase in math TCAP scores, 81% increase in math levels, 85% increase in reading TCAP. We're talking about really improving, and the parents are there and they're engaged as well. So, and it's their choice. They can choose to be there or not. But this is working. Parents are getting involved, and it's making the school that community center that it used to be once again.
I like that part. Now, let me ask you about this. So if a parent chooses this type of education, do the tax dollars that are attributed to that child travel with that child to this type of school?
Well, this is just in their community school. This is in your traditional local community school, and there aren't tax dollars. What we're talking about is funding through grant funding and private businesses. In Knoxville, Randy Boyd PetSafe has taken on, sort of adopted Pond Gap. And then the University of Tennessee is also adoption, and they provide a lot of the mentors. So you're really enhancing. A lot of times schools have partnerships with business, but we're talking about a serious consortium where you're really hitting it hard and using all the players in the community. They're even using, say, senior citizens to be mentors, and just really involving the entire community. But it's up to you on what your program is going to be like in your community.
Well, I like this legislation. I like most of all that it allows parents to choose a different form of education that's more suitable for their child and for their lifestyle. And I will be supporting your legislation today. Thank you for this bill.
Thank you.
Representative Parkinson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Move previous question.
Previous question has been called for. Is there objection? Seeing none, all those in favor, Senate Bill 1924, vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed, vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Mr. Clerk, take the vote.
Ayes 91, 3 nay.
Senate Bill 1924, having received a constitutional majority, hereby declare passed without objection. Motion to reconsider is tabled. Next bill.
House